Welcome in, everyone, to Spiritual Roots Podcast with me, Misty. I hope you're all doing well today. Thank you so much for being with me. I really appreciate it. I hope you all had a great holiday season. We're in January. I can't believe it. It went by so fast. I just wanted to do an episode today on the month of January, an animal and a flower that's associated with it. So I went with owl and carnation. But before we get into that, I just wanted to have a little chat. My holiday season was pretty good. I spent Yule with some friends. We went over to one of my gal pals' houses. We exchanged some gifts. We did a little ritual. And then after, we went to a public ritual in Concord, New Hampshire. It was absolutely beautiful. We lit candles. We sang. We danced in our chairs because we were up on a balcony. Wasn't a whole lot of room for us to move around. But we got to dance in our chairs and sing. The ending ceremony was absolutely amazing. There was a stag dance. The room went dark, and then as we lit our candles, it started to get brighter as if the sun were coming back. And then at the end, they offered up snacks for folks. They did drumming afterwards inside, but we decided to go outside, and I got to carry a torch. It was amazing. I got to carry a torch up to this bonfire and light it for the sun return, and it was just a really good Yule solstice, and I'm so grateful that we got to go to that. It's the same group that I went for the Samhain ritual. That one I went solo, but this one I had some friends come, and it was so much fun. I can't wait to do it again next year. A lot more people involved with this one. Definitely a lot more pomp that went along with it. Like, it was way more ceremony, and it was just magical. It was gorgeous. And it really did touch my soul a little bit. But going into 2026, coming out of 2025 was not the best year. And that's not something negative. It's just a fact. We had to put our dog down, as many of you know. And I know others have also had to do that. But my husband also lost a friend. So the year didn't start out so great. And it didn't really get any better either, to be honest, but we're coming out of it now, and I'm really looking forward to this year. I've chosen a word for the year. My word for this year is focus, and I pulled some cards yesterday, and one card that came up, was mindset, and it talks about how can you look at things from a different perspective, similar to the hangman card. And I had to sit back for a minute because, to be honest, I wasn't fully grounded. I wasn't fully, in my moment. And I just sat back and I pondered, and I was like, all right, well, I have some goals I want to achieve. What do I want to achieve, and how do I want to do it? And I was like, well, I used to work retail, so why don't I break my year up into quarters? So the first 3 months of the year, I'm going to work on this goal. The second 3, this goal. And the next goal, until I get to the fourth quarter of the year and work on that set of goals. And I was like, that's perfect for me anyway. And I just thought it was a different way to look at the year. And that's how I'm going to do it. That's how I'm going to focus on achieving my goals and my dreams this year in 2026. And I'm really excited for that. And it did shift my perspective, and it lit my fire inside. And I just wanted to share that all with you in case you wanted to walk along with me and maybe plan your year that way. And I think that it's just not as overwhelming as if we were just going gung-ho. You might get overwhelmed, and that's the end of it. The oracle deck that I had pulled from is called the Arcana Folia, and I'll post that in the show notes. Absolute stunning deck. I love it. I just purchased it not that long ago, and it's beautiful. And I will post that in case anyone's interested. But yeah, my word of the year is focus. And when we were at my friend's house, backpedaling just a little bit, before I went over, I put it into our group chat. Hey, choose a color without thinking, just whatever comes to you first. And they all let me know. And I picked out a candle for all of us because I had seen this little tidbit in one of my Oracle deck guidebooks, and I was like, oh, I can twist that and make it our own little ritual. I brought the candles over and I said, hey, let's write down our intentions. We're not going to say them out loud, but what we are going to do is we're going to write our keyword for those intentions onto the candle, and we'll say it out loud 3 times, and then we'll light our candle. So we burned our intentions, etched in our keyword for the year, and burned them. And that was our little ritual that we did, and it was beautiful. I'm so grateful that we all got together. It was a pretty magical day. It was very chill. We had snacks, exchanged gifts, and it was just a good one. I'm really grateful for it. I left the day feeling grounded, grateful, and just hope. I felt hope at the end of the solstice day. I hope you all had a great holiday season. I truly do. It was beautiful here. It snowed on Christmas. Christmas was great. It's just a magical time of year, isn't it? This dark part of the year, but with solstice coming, it always gives me hope, and that's another good word for the year. Today's episode is all about owl and carnation, and I chose owl and carnation because they are just beautiful symbols for the month. Kickstart our year. Owls are focused. They are associated also with shadow work, so still connecting with the winter months in the dark time of the year. And carnation just brings that beauty, but they're also a resilient flower. They're also the birth flower of January, but they represent resilience because they're such a sturdy flower. If you've ever received carnation in a bouquet, they're usually the ones that last the longest, aren't they? So they're just a beautiful representation of strength and resilience, and I think that we could use that every now and then, and it's a good way to kick off the year. I'm going to stop rambling now. Let's get in to owl and carnation. January carries its own kind of magic, subtle, crystalline, and watchful. It's a month where the world feels stripped down to its bones, revealing truth without ornament. This is why owls and carnations rise to the forefront of January symbolism. Both are creatures and creations of clarity, resilience, and hidden wisdom. Owls with their night vision and silent wings mirror the stillness of winter nights. In many cultures, they are the watchers at the threshold, the ones who see what others cannot. Winter amplifies their presence. Their calls echo across the cold air like reminders that intuition never sleeps, even when the world is dormant. Carnations, on the other hand, are proof that beauty survives the frost. Though delicate in appearance, they are hardy winter bloomers. Their frilled edges and spicy scent bring color and life to January's muted landscape. They represent resilience wrapped in softness, loyalty strengthened by adversity, and emotional endurance during long, quiet seasons. Together, owls and carnations represent the emotional and spiritual tone of January, the courage to see clearly, and the strength to keep blooming even in the cold. Owls appear across the myths of many cultures, often as liminal beings that move between worlds. Athena's owl is the most iconic owl, the Greek goddess of wisdom and strategic insight. Her owl was not simply a symbol of intelligence, but of perception, the ability to see the truth beneath the surface. In ancient art, the owl accompanies her as a vigilant companion, showing that wisdom is not passive, but active and alert. For Hecate, owls are also linked to her. Goddess of the crossroads, witchcraft, and moonlit paths, she guides souls through shadow and transition, and the owl, keen-eyed in darkness, serves as her perfect familiar. In rituals, the sound of an owl was believed to signal her presence of approval. And I'm sorry for my Welsh folks out there, if any of you are listening. I might butcher this, and I really do apologize. Blodwed's transformation. In Welsh myth, Blodwed was a woman crafted from flowers, meadowsweet, oak, blossom, and broom. After betraying her husband, she was transformed into an owl, cursed to wander the night, unseen by other birds. Her story is about consequence, but also empowerment. The shift from a delicate floral being to a fierce nocturnal hunter. She embodies transformation, shadow work, and self-reclamation. Carnations, meanwhile, bloom in mythologies tied to devotion and divine affection. In Roman lore, carnations were beloved by Juno, the goddess of marriage, childbirth, and feminine protection. Their long-lasting blooms symbolize loyalty, love that does not fade under pressure. Some traditions associate carnations with Artemis, the goddess of the hunt and independence. White and pink carnations align with her essence. Purity of intention, fierce devotion to one's own path, and emotional resilience. And in the realm of flowers, they fall under the blessings of Flora, the goddess of all blossoms. Being a winter bloom, carnations represent the first sparks of hope before spring, a whisper of life in the cold. Owls carry air and spirit energy, clarity, messages, intuition, dreams, and psychic insight. They sweep through the dark with a presence that mirrors our own inner guidance systems. To align with owl energy is to embrace seeing beyond illusion, trusting instinct, moving silently and intentionally, navigating the shadow realm with confidence. Carnations carry earth and emotional energy, strength, longevity, heartfelt commitments. They are flowers of devotion and loyalty, life force in winter, passion tempered with wisdom, and compassion and boundaries. Together, these two symbols create a dynamic balance: mind and heart, intuition and devotion, clarity and compassion. If you wanted to include some crystals, if you wanted to work with owl and carnation energy, for owls you could use amethyst. It's a powerful ally for dream work, psychic openings, and spiritual insight. Labradorite, the stone of the seer, helps unveil hidden layers and protects during intuitive work. That's my absolute favorite stone. Lab is it for me. Love it. It's so beautiful. Snowflake obsidian, winter's obsidian, offering grounding during shadow integration and deep reflection. Sodalite, it encourages discernment. Some crystals for carnation energy are rose quartz, which encourages softness, healing, and self-love. Red jasper provides stamina, courage, and grounding in winter months. Pink opal gently releases old emotional wounds and encourages renewal. Garnet, which is January's birthstone, is perfect for revitalizing passion, courage, and commitment. I think that'd be a very powerful stone to work with for January, wouldn't it? Kickstarting 2026, or any moment in time when you might need a little kickstart. I think these two work really well together, owl and carnation. It's just not for the month of January. It could be any time you're needing some of this type of energy to work with. You can pair one owl crystal and one carnation crystal in rituals to unify these energies. You could even look for some carvings of owls that might be made of one of these types of stones. It'd be a great way to incorporate the two energies together, wouldn't it? Like a 2-for-1 deal. And there's a ton of carvings out there in many different types of crystals. So that's just another way that you could incorporate both. Keep it in your pocket, keep it in your car, your purse, your wallet if it fits. Just another way to incorporate the two. We're going to take a quick break, and when I come back, I have a little myth story for you. The owl who guarded the winter bloom. In the heart of the coldest winter, when snow blanketed the land and the moon reigned over long nights, an ancient owl kept watch from the highest fir tree. She was older than the forest itself, wise, silver-feathered, and unblinking. One night, while sweeping over the snow, she noticed something impossible: a single carnation growing in the frozen ground. Its pink petals glowed faintly against the icy landscape, defying the cold. Curious and protective, the owl perched beside it. Every night she guarded the bloom, warming it with her breath, shielding it from harsh winds with her wings. One morning the carnation spoke. "I survive because you see me," it whispered. "And I watch because you bloom," replied the owl. Together they realized a truth. The heart endures because wisdom protects it, and wisdom exists because the heart gives it purpose. And so, the owl and carnation became companions, a symbol of January's promise. Clarity joined with resilience, intuition paired with devotion. I thought that was a cute little story to, ponder and connect the two energies together. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was adorable. I'm going to leave you all with a January ritual, and it's the owl and carnation rite. And the purpose of this ritual is to call in clarity, resilience, devotion, and intuitive wisdom for the year ahead. You will need a white or pink carnation, an owl feather, charm, or image, and these can be symbolic. They don't have to be actual owl feathers. White or red candle, one owl crystal and one carnation crystal of your choice, and some optional offerings for Athena, Hecate, Artemis, Juno, or Flora. Prepare your space. Sit in a quiet place where you can hear your own breath. Position the owl symbol to your left and the carnation to your right, representing wisdom guiding the heart. Light the candle, and as it glows, say, "In the stillness of winter, I awaken. In the cold, I bloom." Hold your crystals and let the intuitive stone awaken your insight, and the heart stone anchor your emotional truth. And call in the energies. And you can do this any way you like. You can ring a bell, you could shake a rattle, you could get up and dance, however you call energy to your magical workings. Invite the owl to sharpen your vision. Invite the carnation to strengthen your heart. If working with deities, speak their names respectfully. Set your January intention. Speak one truth you need to honor and one devotion you wish to uphold. Some examples are: I honor my inner knowing. I devote myself to healing. I honor my voice. I devote myself to compassion. Unite the two energies by touching the owl symbol to the carnation. Let the candle burn as you breathe deeply, imagining your intention settling into your body like warm winter light. And however you close your magical workings or rituals is perfect, whatever calls to you. But snuff out the candle, keep the carnation as a talisman for the month. I hope you all enjoyed this episode today. Thank you so much for coming along with me. And I hope that your 2026 goes fantastically for you. I wish you all good health, good luck, and abundance, and good fortune, my friends. And I'll talk to you all later, and take care. Thanks for coming along for the ride, travelers. If you're enjoying the show, please share, like, or leave a review wherever you listen to your podcast. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram, or come join me over on Patreon, where you'll get show updates and have early access to new episodes every Thursday. You can also find me on Buy Me a Coffee. If you have ideas for the show or would like to say hello, you can email me at spiritualroutespodcast@gmail.com. Please keep sharing the show so we can keep finding our spiritual roots together.